3 years ago, the Ontario government introduced a 15% non-resident speculation tax, NRST. If you are one of the 3 million Canadians who live outside of Canada and you want to purchase a property in Toronto now, then do you need to pay an extra 15% on the purchase price? What if you married a non-Canadian spouse? Does that make any difference? Last week, my client told me about a shockingly wrong advice from her accountant on their NLST. Let me share this bad mistake with you. And I'm going to answer the 3 most important questions regarding the NLST. If you are watching my video for the first time, make sure you click the subscribe and hit the bell now so you won't miss any important educational videos like this one. Number 1. Who needs to pay the 15% NLST? If you meet all of the following conditions, then you need to pay the extra 15% on the purchase price. Condition number 1. You purchased a residential property and signed the purchase agreement after April 21st, 2017. Condition number 2. The property is located in the Greater Golden Horseshoe Area. Of course, that includes the Greater Toronto Area. Condition number 3. You or any other purchasers are not a Canadian citizen or permanent resident. So as long as you are a Canadian citizen or permanent resident, it doesn't matter where you live in the world. You do not have to pay the 15% NLST. The word non-resident in the non-resident speculation tax really means non-Canadian because it is referring to the immigration status and not the tax status. Let's do an example. Say you are a Canadian citizen and you live and work in Hong Kong. So you have declared to be a tax non-resident to the CRA. Your spouse also lives and works in Hong Kong, but is not a Canadian. You guys have decided to purchase an investment property in Toronto. Should you use one name or both names? If you use your name only, then you do not have to pay the 15% NLST because you are a Canadian citizen. What if you use both names? Here's the shocking mistake from the accountant. One Canadian and one non-Canadian. So you divide the 15% into half. You just pay 7.5%. Really? I'm sure it doesn't sound right to you either. In fact, it is completely wrong. The NLST is an all or none tax. If any of the purchasers is a non-Canadian, then the 15% tax will be charged to the purchase. Back to the example, you are a Canadian and your spouse is not. If both of your names are on the purchase, then yes, you will need to pay an extra 15%. There's one exception though. If you are both moving back to Canada and you declare the property to be your primary residence, then you are exempt from the 15% NLST. Just keep in mind that once you declare your primary residence in Canada, then you also become a tax resident of Canada at the same time. Number 2. When do you pay the 15% NLST? Many people think that it is at the time of the purchase, but it is actually collected by your lawyer at final closing time. In other words, if you are purchasing a pre-construction unit, then you won't need to pay the 15% until 4 years down the road. Number 3. Who can qualify for an NLST rebate? If you meet any of the following conditions, then you can apply for an NRST rebate. Condition number 1. You become a permanent resident of Canada within 4 years after the purchase. Condition number 2. You have been enrolled full-time for a continuous period of at least 2 years from the date of purchase in any university or college in Ontario. Condition number 3. You have legally worked full-time under a valid working permit in Ontario for at least 1 year since the date of purchase. If you are a Canadian living outside of Canada and you want to invest in Toronto, I am sure you have many other questions. You can click the link below to schedule a call with me, and I will help you to become a true investor and grow your portfolio during this unprecedented time.